go and who will ensure the money will be used appropriately. And it's officially day one of hurricane season and people having to dodge thunderstorms across our area. KHOU 11 viewer Sherry captured this possible land spout on camera mid-morning in Brazoria County around FM 523 and FM 595 in the Angleton area. Other parts of our area also having to deal with heavy rain, causing some ponding on the roads. Meteorologist Pat Cavlin is tracking the system. Pat, are we done with the rain for now?
I think we're done with it for the time being. There is a chance, though, for maybe one or two more storms after dark, but that will be it then until tomorrow. Live look out towards downtown. You can see the River Oaks area, Buffalo Bayou Park. Temperatures today made it to the upper 80s, so pretty close to normal, but actually a few degrees below normal for morning temperatures this morning at 72. Sunset coming up tonight at 8:18. So at the 6 o'clock hour, it's still 90 in Jersey Village, 87 in Spring. Same for Deer Park and Webster, 91 for Katy and Sugar Land. So you can definitely tell where some of those bigger storms had an influence through the afternoon hours, down to 81 in Liberty and Livingston, 83 in Cleveland, but near 90 in Brenham, 87 in Columbus, and again 91 in Sugar Land. So a little bit warmer from the city and points west. Going through the rest of this evening, we are dry with temperatures steadily dropping back to the upper 70s. And then after dark, there is a chance that we could see a couple more storms across the area. Here's the reason why. These were the storms that were out there earlier this afternoon, now racing off towards the north. Those are going to interact with a batch of severe storms now pushing through the piney woods. We could see outflow from these storms as they collide. That could actually race back in our direction, and that could spark off the chance for a couple more storms. Hey, despite the fact that it's been a very busy last couple of weeks here in southeast Texas, we take a look at the situation out in the tropics for the first day of hurricane season, and thankfully we are not expecting any development here over the next 7 days. So things are quiet in the Atlantic for now, despite the fact that we have been busy here at home. But there's the storm chance that I was talking about for later this evening after dark. Figure 8, 9, 10, 11 o'clock. Just keep an eye to the sky if you're going to be out and about. These storms, though, if they develop, should wrap up by midnight. Tomorrow morning we start off dry, and then again, similar to today, we see outflow coming in from the Gulf. The sea breeze, that could spark off the chance for a few storms, mainly from I-10 and points north during the afternoon. I think Monday looks dry overall, maybe a 20% chance for an afternoon shower or storm. Otherwise, though, it's a mainly sunny and dry day. And then another chance for storms during the morning hours on Tuesday will swing through. I think once that clears the area, though, Tuesday ends up being a pretty nice day. But rain chances for tomorrow look like this. Lower at the coast, not zero, but lower, with better chances from I-10 and points north. Been a very active week for us here so far in southeast Texas. The reason for it, we've got high pressure to the south, and so that is causing winds to come from the west in the upper levels of the atmosphere, and that is steering storm after storm after storm in our direction. As we get to the upcoming week, that high actually migrates farther to the north, and it'll be closer to us, which means we start to trend drier. It'll push the rain chances farther to the east, but it also means hotter weather in store for us. We'll go from the upper 80s to around 90 here the next few days, into the mid-90s as we head into the second half of the upcoming week. So 74 for the overnight with storms possible early on in the evening. Then we go to 89 tomorrow, again with scattered afternoon storms possible. We'll do 90 for your high temperature on Monday with mainly sunny skies, maybe a brief afternoon shower or storm chance. We're keeping an eye on those morning showers and storms then for Tuesday. And then again, we do start to trend drier and hotter with high temperatures in the mid-90s as we get into the upcoming week. Marcelino?
Pat, thank you. And as Pat mentioned, today is the official first day of hurricane season. Using the QR code there, you can get quick access to the KHOU 11 Hurricane Guide. That's available in Spanish and English. The guide is a one-stop shop for all emergency contacts to how our meteorologists are using a new resource, the KHOU 11 Neighborhood Weather Network, to get by-street details of what's happening on your block. And of course, the guide has what supplies you should keep on hand to weather the season. Developing now, just hours after its launch, the City of Houston's interactive map showing where storm debris pickup will happen is not working. This sign-in screen is what users will get if you try to access the map. It will also prompt you to enter a password. We've reached out to the city to see when this issue will be resolved, and they did not have an estimated time. The map, when working, will show residents where debris collection crews will be. Tomorrow, FEMA reps will be available for one-on-one support for those needing help with their applications. This will take place over at the Denver Harbor Multi-Service Center off Market Street. Anyone affected by the current disasters can go. No appointment is necessary. The center will be open from 7 to 7. You also do not have to go to a disaster recovery center to apply for FEMA assistance. Just start the process by going online to disasterassistance.gov. Today, HISD laid out where they plan to use a nearly $4.5 billion bond. A community advisory committee is working on making the pitch to voters in order to get feedback. Katia Winfrey breaks down some of the key areas the district is looking to address with all that money.
During Saturday's HISD Community Advisory meeting, leaders looked at 5 main areas of focus in the district's 2024 $4.4 billion bond proposal.
There are, roughly 40 schools who have pretty urgent needs, given that especially our elementary and middle schools have not really had any sort of infrastructure investment since 2007.
First, maximizing investments in student safety, health, and proficiency. Second, prioritize investments to achieve district goals. Third, meeting the challenges of the future. Improve access for families. And finally, not increasing taxes.
Every school that has any kind of HVAC, water, flood issue, that's getting a safety issue, that goes first.
Advisory representatives say mechanical, electrical, and plumbing encompasses the largest problem area, and years of not investing in those areas hasn't helped. And recent storms have made the problems and threats more real.
When I first read it, I was so shocked to see how many 258 out of 273 schools don't have proper air conditioning, that there are water issues, that all schools don't have fences and single point of entry, that these are basic needs for our students.
In comparison to other districts in the surrounding area, and with HISD the largest school district in the state, other districts by far invest a lot more. If the bond proposal passes, advisors hope the district prioritizes work across campuses based on facility condition. Reporting in Houston, Katia Winfrey, KHOU 11 News.
Now, HISD has not had a bond since 2012. This $4.4 billion bond request is the largest the district has ever put forward. It needs to be approved by voters. The district is looking for it to appear on the November 5th ballot. And again, the bond proposal, if approved, will not impact taxpayers. HISD is also looking to have a community advisory committee oversee the use of the funds in order to provide transparency in how the money is being used. New at 6 tonight, United Airlines says one of its jets is undergoing a deep cleaning before it's put back into service. That's after United Flight 1528 arrived in Houston with more than 24 sick passengers aboard. That flight arrived from Vancouver, Canada just before 5 in the evening yesterday. Now, according to reports, the sick passengers had all been on the same cruise ship and arrived here feeling nauseous. 3 passengers were evacuated from the plane by the Houston Fire Department, but none of the 25 sick passengers went to the emergency room for treatment. And right now, the most clicked on story on KHOU.com is the search for missing Belleville teen Geneva Hodge. The 17-year-old has not been seen since Wednesday. Her mother telling KHOU 11 she found a note on her daughter's pillow saying, quote, "It will be the last time that you'll hear from me for a very long time. If you have any information that will help reunite this family, you're asked to call the Austin County Sheriff's Office." Minutes before takeoff, the launch of Boeing Starliner spacecraft was scrubbed. Right now, engineers are trying to get to the bottom of what caused the computer system responsible to trigger. In an update, officials say they're eyeing a new launch window of tomorrow if they can locate and fix that issue. If not, the next opportunity to send the Starliner up won't be until Wednesday or Thursday of this coming week.
We're in a 24-hour scrub turnaround. We're trying to preserve that opportunity, and we'll stand by while ULA does their troubleshooting, and then we'll take either that opportunity or the next one to come.
This latest scrub comes weeks after the first launch attempt on May 6th. The reason for that scrub was an issue with the Atlas V rocket. Today, El Salvador's President Nayib Bukele took the oath of office for his second term. The 42-year-old former nightclub manager eyes curing illnesses and pledges to continue fighting back against gangs in his country. In attendance at the swearing-in ceremony was Argentina's Libertarian President Javier Milei and Donald Trump Jr., the oldest son of former President Donald Trump. Tomorrow, in-person voting to determine Mexico's new president will start at 9 in the morning here in Houston. For those registered to vote, you will be able to do so until 7 p.m. at the Mexican consulate off Richmond Avenue. And whoever wins will make history as the country is poised to elect its first female president. But this election is coming at a turbulent and dangerous time. Rick DeMagella has more.
Mexico is on the verge of history as the nation chooses its next president. Voting begins Sunday, and former Mexico City Mayor Claudia Sheinbaum is the leading candidate. The 61-year-old is poised to become the country's first ever female president, which some Mexicans applaud.
Her
biggest challenger is Xochitl Galvez, a former senator and businesswoman who shares many of Sheinbaum's views, but trails her in the latest polls.
Polls have her anywhere from about 11 to 22 points up, and her polling numbers have really not changed in the last 3 months since the official campaign period began.
Campaigning in the run-up to the election has been marred by dozens of assassination attempts on candidates and other political violence. Experts and political parties say some candidates have renounced their bid in fear of their lives.
This has also, unfortunately, been the most violent election in Mexico's history. Different estimates show that there's upwards of about 30 candidates who have been assassinated over the course of the election, including a candidate for a local office who was just assassinated this past Thursday.
Security and immigration are top issues for all of Mexico's presidential candidates. More than 160,000 homicides were recorded in the first 4.5 years of Mexico's current president's term. And with the surge of migrants and mounting pressure from Washington, the border crisis has become a hot-button issue in Mexico and the U.S. presidential race. I'm Rick DeMagella reporting.
On the first day of Pride Month, the Guinness World Record is believed to have been broken for the largest attendance of a drag queen storytime reading event. The event taking place at the National Constitution Center in Philadelphia, where 263 people showed up to listen to drag performers read children's stories. A message was sent to Guinness representatives seeking confirmation of that record-breaking report. That's our time for now. Thanks for joining us online. We'll be back on the TV side tonight at 10. We'll see you then.